I'm currently single.
Oh, shit. Do I have a chance to get your number?
I don't know, that age gap might be a little too... You're too ugly to be asking me, dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Some guy called me ugly because I said I wasn't interested. He's like, whatever, you're ugly anyways. And I was like, and imagine the ugly girl still turned you down. Wow. Like, that's wild.
I hear you. Run it back, playboy. Shit get ugly.
The most intense and fiery debates of all time always start with the same pivotal, thought-provoking question. Men or women? Who has it worse? It's a question that's been debated forever, with women often winning the Trauma Olympics. But what if we narrow the lens? Forget the big picture. What if we're talking about when it comes to dating and relationships? Who really has it worse? Ugly men or ugly women? I've talked to some of the greatest minds of our time, both male and female. I scoured the internet and analyzed countless graphs and percentages to discover the truth. And from you to me, the answer will surprise you. But before we can get to the nitty-gritty of it all, we first have to define what ugly is.
Okay, so
I'll keep it simple because, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but
ugly.
there are some unarguable truths about looks. Attractiveness is more of a scale than a definitive black and white answer, because many things can fall under the umbrella of attractiveness, like height, weight, personality, demeanor. But for the sake of this video, we're gonna say, for men, ugly will be defined as the men that don't garner a second look visually. They're required to bring something else to the table in order to get a girl. And for the ladies,
You don't have ass.
we'll define it as the ones that hang around their baddie best friend, and when you go on a two-man, you and your homeboy have to rock, paper, scissors to determine who's gonna bite that bullet. When we're talking about visually ugly men, there are some pros and cons that come with it. As an ugly dude, you know for a fact that walking up and smiling or trying to be cool and stoic in the corner ain't gonna cut it. You have to up the ante, and that's how we arrive at our first pro. The magic bullet for ugly dudes that will make being ugly irrelevant is best stated in the words of Gucci Mane. We all can visualize a person right now that you know is ugly but secures baddies. We know as well as he knows that she's only there for the money, but the only issue is once you've had money for long enough, you start to believe that it's more than just the money, that you're suave or smooth or a lady killer. But let's be real. You just ugly with a bag. The second pro is you can always secure the scraps. That's not inherently a bad thing because most of the times women trove in packs. And like the guy from A Beautiful Mind said, you may not get the baddest one in the group, but you can get the next best thing. Also, as the ugly dude, there's usually an understanding that you're ugly. And for the most ugly dudes, that doesn't stop them from making a move because really, what's the worst she can say? No?
How y'all doing tonight, guys?
Get the fuck away from me!
God bless y'all.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask for a number.
The worst you can say is no, bro.
Okay, screw it.
Hi, excuse me?
But in all seriousness, the ugly dude usually is the funniest in the group or the most charismatic, and even if he's not, he usually has a mouthpiece on him that allows him to access a whole new world. The last pro for ugly dudes is that you have time on your side. As women get older, their ocean of options turn into a puddle of prospects. She starts to say things like, looks don't matter, and I want a guy with personality, or I like a funny guy. As time passes, ugly dudes age like fine wine, because at some point, there's nothing better out there.
If you don't feel attractive, it's because you're not attractive.
But being the ugly dude also comes with significant disadvantages. First and foremost, it can cause a lack of confidence, and there's nothing that can make you be even more unattractive than to be an ugly dude with no confidence. Because many women view this as a weakness. Being ugly and weak is a terrible combination. Something else that can happen is that you become a self-prescribed incel and start to hate women because they won't give you attention, which is a fate I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy, because that is a lonely existence. Finally, ugly dudes always end up competing with their buddies on who can get a girl or not.
Bro, why you keep looking over there like that?
Oh, you trying to go talk to Stacy? That's what it is.
Chill. It's whatever, man. What you mean, bro?
There's always that one homeboy who may be too nervous to approach a girl, so he bet you won't go talk to such and such, or I bet you can't get her number. As a man, your pride kicks in. You can't let him punk you and think you ain't got it like that. But at the same time, you understand your limitations, and you aren't the most confident person yourself. So you cold approach with some weak line, or hey, I thought you were really pretty and I was wondering if I could get your number. And she hits you with the age-old saying,
I have a boyfriend.
Now embarrassed, you have to walk your dumb tail back across the room, trying to act chill or act like you actually got the number, but at this point, your homeboys already know that you failed and they weak. So as you can see, being an ugly dude is not all that bad, and it has its advantages, but it also has its disadvantages. But the question still remains, is it worse than being an ugly girl? An ugly girl, I feel, could be a tough life. You probably walk around knowing that you're ugly, but now you have to overcompensate and put on a facade that you're the baddest thing walking. But just like ugly men, ugly women have a saving grace as well. Their magic bullet is that men are horny.
You gonna make me act up.
Men have been known to drive hours for some
possible pussy. Possible pussy is pussy that you're not guaranteed to get when you get there. The dick got hard and told you go, so you went. You think that was logic? No, the dick made you do it.
Men are also willing to lower their standards or have no standards at all when it comes to hooking up with a girl. It all depends on how down bad he is.
Sir, get me that bird. But sir, it's a rescue animal. Get me that bird.
Men will find anything to like in a woman in order to hit. You know how I know that's true? Because terms like butterface have been invented. For those who don't know what a butterface is, it means that she has everything but a face. Really, the main thing going for ugly girls is that men are horny, allowing for even certain environments to be a benefit to women and increasing their stock. For example, men in the military may look at a woman and consider her a regular environment 5, but after 3 months at sea, that regular 5 turns into a deployment 8. Men will definitely settle for a woman that is good from far, but far from good. But it's not all roses and buttercups for ugly women, because even though they can attract some of the low-level horny men, they still have some disadvantages as well. With the first being, they're never picked first in the group. The ugly girl is always there when her better-looking girlfriend gets hit on, and a lot of times her jealous energy seeps through and she'll throw salt on the interaction. But even though they aren't the first pick, they still most likely will get picked.
18, 19 and you're shit with women, ask an ugly woman out. Cool, stop trying to aim for the hot ones, because the hot 18-year-old girls will date people like me. I'm not interested in you. Find an ugly chick, date her, and maybe you'll fall in love, maybe you won't, but it doesn't matter.
Which leads to the next disadvantage. Many times ugly women have misguided confidence. They aren't quiet and ugly. Not all ugly women are like this, but there are those that act like they're the main character. And baby, you not that cute. Also, with being ugly, usually guys that they attract are horny. So they have to be extra freaky and put it on him so he'll come back. And that can lead to it being hard for an ugly girl to realize she's ugly, because she continues to get that male attention. Just like anything, for both men and women, being ugly has its highs and lows. But after hours of grueling research, I have come to identify the truth of it all. And in my opinion, the truth is, ugly men have it worse in terms of dating relationships. I say this because it is an expectation for a man to approach a woman, not the other way around. And I know there'll be women in the comment section that are like, I approach guys that I like or I think are hot. And I would say, I'm sure you do. But the dudes I'm talking about don't fit your standard.